Hello, hello. Good morning. I'm coming off of a cold, so my voice doesn't sound the same. But I did want to comment on something that's very important to me because I noticed I've seen a lot of people underneath of a certain person's video commenting on the DaniLeigh brother Brandon's fight with DaniLeigh's security with DaBabby security and DaBabby himself. Mostly black men and what is seemingly orphaned black women were commenting about this fight, stating, hey, this man lost this fight. He came and he approached this man. Was it worth it because your sister chose such and such? I want to say something. First of all, in other people's community, bloodline matters, okay? Women, yes, they have a choice in who they mate with and whatnot. But when you step into a person's bloodline and with their family and stuff, respect is very important. It is extremely important. You're not going to leave that woman a single mom. And it's not going to be based on the fact that you're a good man that you're not doing that. It's not going to be because she chose right that you're not going to do that sort of stuff. And that you're not going to go online and humiliate the family and talk crap about a sister and abuse her in public. That's not why you're not going to do any of that stuff. In other people's communities, the reason you won't do that is because the men in those families are going to stand up and come to you, and you're going to have a fight on your hands. You're going to have a fight on your hands. Other men are willing. Other men are willing to split blood over this, and that's one of the reasons the black community ended up in slavery to begin with. Because if black men actually thought like other groups of men, the minute someone would have came up to rape their women in slavery, they would have died for theirs and they would have killed for theirs. Okay? That's how that would have happened. And those men who would have had to die trying to rape us would have thought twice about coming to do it. And that would have hindered it. That would have put a stop to it. Because most men know they're not going to risk their life. And they're not going to cut blood to do something evil when they have another man who's willing to be just as evil as them. And that's why she don't have to choose better. She'll never have to choose better. Because bad men know that if they step to that woman, that her brothers, her family, her cousins are going to come up there and treat him just as evil as he treated her. And they don't want to take those type of risks. Second thing I want to address about the DaniLeigh, Brandon / DaBabby fight. People kept saying, well, why didn't DaniLeigh jump in or stop her brother from fighting? Let me tell you something. You orphan people, okay? Most of you girls, you really orphans. You never had fathers. You didn't really have brothers who protected you. So you don't know the psychology of men. You don't know the psychology of family in men, okay? We've seen incidents where Emmett Till's family, group of men, allowed two men to walk into their home, a group of men in that home. And they allowed two white men to walk into that home and drag that baby, Emmett Till, out of that house in front of them. And then murder him. That's what they allowed to happen. So this is the men that I know most of y'all coming from when y'all say stupid stuff like this. But in other families and in other cultures, the men in those families, if you came and you stepped into their home to try to take their women, they would fight you. And no, they're not expecting their women to jump in. They want their women to leave and to live. Why do they want them to live? Because why else would they be putting blood down? If I would have jumped into any fight my brother was having, he would have been angry with me. My brothers would have been livid. They would have been angry with me. And they told me as much. We fight so you could get away. Don't you ever jump in. Don't you ever jump in. And that's what real men say. And I don't get why y'all don't understand that. But the only thing I can think of is that y'all were orphaned. You were orphaned. You never had brothers. And you never had a father. So you think it's the job of the woman to step in. And let me just explain it to you in a way where you can really understand. Because since most of y'all have grown up orphans, y'all not going to get this. But understand it from even a mother's point of view. If you're at home alone with your children, think about it. You're at home alone with your children and an intruder break in. Right? And you have to come to physical blows to protect your children. Would you want your children to jump in? Or would you want them to leave the home and save themselves? Because otherwise, what are you fighting for, giving them time to go? That's why you're fighting. Because you want to protect your family. You want to protect your children. And that's how real men protect women. Women or adults. But women are not men. They're not men. They don't have the strength of men. Even a man our size, and most women's size, if they're in their right BMI, they're between like 100 to 140 pounds. And even a man that's their size is still going to be a third stronger than that woman. And not many men are in their size. So imagine how strong those men are. And you talking about her jumping in with bodyguards, men who are trained to fight? Are you guys stupid or cowardly? I'm just wondering. Third thing I want to address. Many people are like, oh, he lost a fight. He's going to be so embarrassed and stuff like that. Let me just tell you, I knew that man wasn't going to be embarrassed. No man who stands up and fights for his family is ever going to be embarrassed about any outcome that happened from that. He's never going to be embarrassed, okay? That's just not going to happen. And what's the sad part about it is DaBabby walked away limping from a fight his bodyguards fought. So people talking about that man, some people you mess with, it is not even worth it. Some families, some people you mess with, you could lose your life for. And many of the black men in our community didn't even know this crap because they don't know real men like that. But you fighting you mess with some people's family and you could be a casualty. And because we don't have a situation like that in our communities, that is the reason our communities are looking the way they is. Scattered around here with a bunch of women who are single mothers, the family, being told to choose better. All men have evil in them. Just some men use their evil so that they can conquer other evil men. And other men use their evil so they can conquer women. And that's the cowardly men in our community. DaniLeigh's brother, I'm proud of him. He got a little evil in him, yes. And that's what you need to be a man. You need a little evil in you. Because a man who was all good and a good guy and all cowardly wouldn't have been able to walk up to a man covered by bodyguards and tell him, how you talk to my sister is never going to happen. Never going to happen. And what's going to wind up happening? DaBabby walked away from that fight, but you notice he didn't have no smiles on his face and he was limping. What's going to happen is now real blood going to pass. Real blood about to pass. And he knows it. He knows there are real consequences when you mess with some men's family. And the problem with our community is that there aren't many men like that in our community. He had to run outside of the community to find out how true men truly behave. But yeah, that's how my family behaves. And that is kind of the reason. That's the kind of reason why I'm so careful on who it is that I'm around. Because I know blood could pass. Blood could really pass if this person does me in such a way where it activates the protectiveness of my family. I'm very careful about it. But I cannot stop men from behaving like men. And I would never want to. But I just wanted to address that because I kept seeing people say silly stuff about women fighting with men and about how it's wrong for DaniLeigh's brother Brandon to step up for his family. That's just not the case. I mean, all I can say is the community is full of nothing but orphans and cowards. Orphans and cowards. And it truly showed the mentality, how they think. And why we ended up in slavery, because most of y'all, it shows y'all descendants of slaves. It really do. When topics like this come up and y'all don't understand the roles that men play and how men protect communities and cultures and, yes, nations. And no, it's not normal to be enslaved. And no, it's not normal for people to come and run roughshod in your bloodline and you not, as a man, stop that bullcrap. Most men, it's very important. It's very important who's in their bloodline. Those things are important to them. So just letting you know, I just felt like it was very important to say these things. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, but I had to get it off my chest. Thank you.